Professor Indralal, why is it that demographic change is more important for Sri Lanka compared to other middle-income countries?
Well, all the demographic components in Sri Lanka show a special pattern among the developing nations as well as among the middle-income countries. Therefore, it is very much important for us to look at our demographic changes. And, well, if I very briefly introduce you about the demographic component, since 1920s, our mortality started to decline, but fertility started to decline much later, somewhere around 1960s. And now, of course, we know that Sri Lanka has reached the below replacement level fertility, but very recently we have observed slight increase in fertility. But referring to the mortality parameter, the life expectancy was very low, somewhere around early part of 20th century, somewhere around 34, 35 years. But now it has increased to say 78 years for the females, and for males it is something like 68, 69 years. The important parameter is that the gender gap in life expectancy has widened to 9 years, which is somewhat exceptional in the developing countries. And also fertility levels are concerned, fertility level has decreased below replacement and then it has gone up replacement. And in terms of migration also, it is very important. Since the latter part of 70s, international migration started, and we believe that nearly 1.8 million Sri Lankans are in the Middle East and elsewhere under contract employment, and every year about 275,000 leave the country. Therefore, in terms of present population, we are having about 20.3 million year 2012, but roughly very close to 2 million Sri Lankans are temporarily out of the country. Therefore, you can understand probably the external component also fairly significant. On top of that, the age structure also changing Sri Lanka, not only the total population, but the sex structure also changing. Say for example, in 1981, for every 100 females, we had about 104 men in Sri Lanka. But by 2001, we had only about 97 men for every 100 females. By 2012, even though we don't have statistics to show about anything about the sex structure, but I believe that around 95 men for every 100 females should be the case. And not only that, population size, its sex structure, but age structure also has changed significantly. Where we observe that population is aging very rapidly, child population is declining as a percentage, and the elderly population, say for example, by 2001, we had only 2 million, roughly very close to 2 million elderly, 60 years and above. But 2021, we are going to have about 4 million. That means elderly population is doubling just by 20-year period.